On July 22nd, Venus is going retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo. It's all about love and relationship. How do you want to be loved? What kind of relationship do you have? What kind of relationship do you want to have? And what kind of people do you want to attract to your life? And how can you attract more abundance into your life? I will cover all this and more in this Venus retrograde in Leo video. Hi there, welcome back. Today I want to talk about Venus retrograde in Leo. This is important because Venus is that part of us that represents femininity, love, relationship, and those patterns of self-worth and how we are being social with others. And you know, our life is all about sociability. From the moment we are born, we need other people to survive. Not just to survive, but to thrive. All our life depends on other people. When we are babies, we're totally dependent on others until we grow up and we can walk by ourselves. But even then, it takes a very long time for us to become independent. And so Venus is that part that is coded within all of us to need and to seek that relationship with others. Obviously, we all want to have a good relationship because a good relationship gives us that satisfaction of loving and being loved and being comfortable. And so that gives us that feeling of self-esteem and self-worth, of being valued by others. And that is a basic trait that we all want. No matter where your Venus is, whichever sign or house she occupies, you still are coded and programmed to seek love and relationship. Whether you use this style to seek love and relationship, which would be the sign that your Venus is in, or whether you use another style, whether you do it in this arena or department of life, this is the house that your Venus is in, or another department of life, we all seek that connection with others. So overall, Venus is about connection. And that connection, you know, it's a header connection. How do you connect? How do we connect? But under that header, under that subject of connection, there are many subcategories. How do we connect in a love relationship, romantic one-on-one relationship? How do we connect intimately with others, sexually with others? How are we friends to others? How do we feel that connection from within ourselves, not just being proactive in connecting, but feeling it? So all those ideas and subcategories will come to the surface when Venus is going retrograde. And that's what I want to discuss in this video. So first of all, Venus is going retrograde on July 22nd and she's going to stay retrograde until September 3rd. That's quite a long time. Now, Venus this time is retrograding in Leo. And Leo is that sign of love, right? That's what Leo wants. He wants to feel, he wants to love, he wants to be loved, he wants to have a relationship, he wants to be adorned, he wants to be appreciated. And Venus loves that as well. So let's see who Venus is in the astrological world, and let's get some keywords going on for Venus. So Venus is the ruler of Taurus. In Libra, she rules two signs. In Taurus, she's more into the senses. So all the feelings of being sensual, sexual, loving to eat, loving to enjoy life, loving to accumulate beautiful jewelry or beautiful art pieces. Art pieces can go for Libra as well. But she loves all those material things and she loves to be using her senses in Taurus. In Libra, she's more philosophical, artistic, very creative, more of a peacemaker, right? Because Venus can bring balance and harmony. That's what she seeks to bring into relationship, meeting in the middle way so everybody is happy. So in Libra, she'll have more of those qualities. She'll be the diplomat. She'll know how to speak very nice. She'll be very refined. And the word grace comes to mind when Venus is in Libra. She's the ruler of Libra as well. Venus is considered to be exalted in Pisces. And exalted, when we have a planet that is considered to be exalted, that means that that planet is exhibiting its best, highest traits in that particular sign. So Venus is exalted in Pisces, And she loves to be in Pisces. She loves music in Pisces. She loves to bring compassion, relatedness with compassion. She loves to be for others and help others and give of herself. But this is an elevated state. So it's kind of a spirituality, Pisces, spirituality connection to others, connecting through the spirit and soul, not just through our physical five senses, through our bodies and minds, but rather through a soul connection. So that is exaltation. We also have detriment and fall. So Venus would be in detriment in Aries. And why is that? Because Aries is ruled by Mars. This is the Mars domain. Aries is all about going and getting things. It's a more male-oriented vibe to Aries. Go and get it. Go and hunt it. Go and take it, right? It's that male ability for us to take things. Venus is more about attraction. She's feminine. Mars is all about going and taking things. Those are two sides that we all have. But Venus in Aries could become more Mars-like because she's influenced by Aries traits. It's not a bad thing or anything, but in traditional astrology, Venus in Aries is considered to be more aggressive. And so just imagine that you are a sports person, maybe even a female sport competitor. Wouldn't you benefit from Venus in Aries? Yes, you would, because you'll be very competitive. However, it may affect your relationship with others. So that's when we see the word detriment. Please don't be alarmed from it. Just take it with a grain of salt and see how positive it can influence your life or how negative it can weigh down your ability to connect in certain ways. It's all in measurement. In life, everything is in measurement. Venus is also considered to be in fall in Virgo. She can be on a low level. Venus in Virgo can be very complaining and demanding and not being able to connect on an intimate level, or not as well. This is just so you know where Venus can be at her highest expression and at her lowest expression. Let's see how this retrograde is going to take place. So we said that Venus is retrograde on the 22nd. She's going to go retrograde. Now each sign has 30 degrees to the sign, right? So Venus is going to start retrograding at 28 degrees Leo, just shy, 2 degrees shy of the end of Leo. She's going to go retrograde all the way to 12 degrees Leo, and then she's going to go direct on September 3rd from 12 degrees to 28. So actually Venus is doing this journey between 12 and 28 degrees of Leo 3 times. Because one time she just went direct, going into her shadow when she hit 12 degrees. She went all the way to 28 degrees and then went retrograde back all the way to 12 degrees and then final round turn into 28 degrees again, and then she's out of that retrograde zone. This is the retrograde zone. If you heard those pre-shadow, retrograde, and post-shadow, now you know what they mean. But what it does mean is that for a long time, these degrees between 12 to 28 Leo are being highlighted. Where is it in your chart? So if you're a Leo, or if you're any fixed sign such as Taurus, Scorpio, Leo of course, and Aquarius, you're getting hit by that, right? You're getting highlighted by that because these are either squares or oppositions to your sign. So if you have any planets in those degrees, yeah, you're working on something, isn't it? So all you Leos are getting activated within those degrees. And as we said, Leo is all about heart. It's all about doing what you love, finding what it is that you love to do, doing what brings you joy, and being that loving, caring person. That's where creativity comes from. And Venus, as we know, is very connected to creativity. So what are you creating in your life? How are you creating your life? Is it out of love or not? And if not, what needs to change? Any retrograde is about reevaluating, revisiting, reconsidering, revising what it is that you're doing. And in Venus' case, it's always about how you relate to others. So let's see what that means. So some keywords for Venus. Venus is all about attraction. We all have that part that wants to attract others to our life. As we said, we are social creatures. It's all about relating and being social. They say that 80% of your happiness depends on the relationship, the intimate relationship you have. 80%. That's quite a lot. And I read some other interesting researchers that pointed out to the fact that people are living longer when they're living in a community where they have vibrant social structure around them, when they have friends. So that is why it's so important to have friends. But what kind of friends? Are your friends bringing you to the places you want to be and who you want to become or not? And if not, you need to reevaluate that. So Venus going retrograde is a great checking point to see where you are socially. And if you're not where you want to be socially, what needs to change? It's time to upgrade, to update, right? We update our phones, we update our computer, we upgrade them. Sometimes we buy new ones. Why not upgrade our patterns, social relatability? We need to upgrade and update, because as we evolve and we go up the spiral, we need to update what's not working anymore and keep on working on bringing more and more levels of awareness and tools to integrate ourselves on higher levels and become more of who we want to be, isn't it? Other keywords is pleasure. That is the Venus in Taurus. Venus in Taurus loves pleasure, let's face it. She loves to enjoy life, and why not? It's the best we can do to enjoy this body machine. This body machine loves pleasure. That's why we have senses, we have taste, we have sight, we have hearing, we can hear music, we can taste good food, we have sensuality, touch. We love pleasure. We are creatures of pleasure, and Venus represents that part of us. Venus is also about value. And why is that? Because Venus is that part of us that values our experience in life. She's that part in ourselves that says, oh, I really like that experience. Oh, I didn't really like that. Oh, I love that piece of furniture. I love that art. No, I don't like that. Something calls you to say that, right? We are constantly assessing our situation, and we are constantly judging everything that comes our way, be it physical things or experiences or people or feelings. We're constantly judging that. It is done automatically, and it's so fast that we hardly notice when we do that. But we only do that judgment and categorize things by the values that our Venus holds. We all have a set of values that we have been programmed with from our family, from our childhood, and also that we have been accumulating through our life experience. And those set of values are creating our life. It's always good to do a list of values and list your 5 top ones or 10 top ones and see if you're really living according to your value system, because your value system creates your experience in life. It creates the people you attract to your life, the house you live in, the environment you're at, the work you do, how you are in relationship. These are all happening because you believe in some values. So this is worth noting, and it's worth paying attention and reevaluating your value system right now when Venus is going retrograde, because this is a great time to do that. And then you can be more aware of what your values are, and you can realign yourself to be more in integrity with those values, isn't it? I highly recommend. There are lists of values all over the internet. Just search for a list of values and there are hundreds of values. Pick the ones that are speaking to you, make a list of priority, and see where you are with your value system. And the other thing that Venus represents is finances, money, abundance, expansion, and all that. So we have 2 benefics in astrology. We have Jupiter, which is the great benefic, and we have Venus, which is the lesser benefic. But she's also a great benefic as well. When Venus transit comes, we know, yay, it's gonna be good. Well, depends on your aspects, right? In your natal chart, sometimes it can bring you a big realization. But in any event, she brings blessings. Are you ready to take the blessings or not? That's up to you and where you are in your evolutionary journey. But Venus can bring finances, and she can bring expansion. She can bring you money. You can attract money. And money is actually a representation of your values, isn't it? Because if your values causes you to believe something, that is the second layer. There is values, then there are beliefs, right? So the beliefs are built on your values, and then you believe that you're worthy of receiving this or that you're not worthy to receive this or that. So here comes Venus and says, well, let's check up what's going on here. Why are you creating abundance, or why not? And it's up to you to revise those beliefs, underlayer beliefs and values, and see what you believe in and how you can attract more abundance into your life. So let's talk about the positive and negative traits of Venus, because every sign and every planet has positive and negative. We live in a duality world in existence, and so it is. So on the positive side, we have love. We all want love. That's it. The universe is a loving vibration. We all want that. We want to feel love and we want to give love. It's as simple as that. But is it really simple? We are so conditioned that sometimes it is really not simple, and we all know that. So the journey is towards more love. But the negative expression of love is vanity. Look at me, I'm the best. And that is coming from insecurity and competition. I'm better than you, therefore I will be more loved than you. So the notion is to get more love. When we see vanity, we know that that person is missing some love, and they want to get that love by taking, right? By pretending, by not being centered with their love self or with their self-esteem and self-worth. So negativity. Positive side is harmony. Venus wants to bring harmony. She wants that everybody would be balanced, right? She's the ruler of Libra, and Libra wants balance. So she can bring that quality of harmony. But if Venus is expressing her negative side, she can bring rivalry. So when you see somebody that is constantly either jealous or competitive or fighting for something, they may be here instead of harmony because of past conditioning, because of some programs that they're running, and that program is of a lack. It's a lack emphasis program, and so they need to fight and feel that they are constantly in competition with others and they're against the other instead of collaborating. Venus wants to collaborate on her higher vibration, wants to collaborate, but is it so? Charm and hedonism. You know, sometimes we meet someone who's so charming and so beautiful, and we're just attracted to their charm. It is something that you feel. It's like grace. You feel it, but you don't really know what it is. It's just this beautiful grace and charm that's coming out of that person. Those are a lot of parts, integrated parts, that came together, and their Venus is probably positioned really nicely, or maybe it is together with their sun, or maybe it is sitting somewhere in their chart that is very prominent. What is hedonism? Hedonism is, I will use this life and I don't care about anything. I will enjoy whatever I want whenever I want. I don't like to work. I don't like to do any effort, but give it to me, right? Hedonism always reminds me when the Greek people used to lay down and somebody would feed them grapes and they would become really fat and they couldn't move and they didn't want to do anything, but rather use their servants to feed them or for sexual pleasure or whatever it is. Hedonism. Intimacy versus seduction. Intimacy. Intimacy is not just sexual. Intimacy is when we are getting close to somebody, when we share space, when we share our heart, when we really listen and connect. There is intimacy in real connection. And many of us don't know how to do that because we were not taught this in school. And so we never really learned how to become intimate with someone. What does it mean to really share space, heart, and closeness? Yes, there is intimacy in sexuality, and that is of the highest intimacy there is because it's soul to soul, body to body. But what happens when we don't know intimacy? So we use seduction. I will attract you into my life because I need to feel loved, secure, money, emotions, whatever it is. So I will seduce you. Seduce is kind of using manipulation, some sort of manipulation instead of real intimacy, because intimacy takes vulnerability. Seduction doesn't. And there lies the difference. And the last thing I wrote is femininity and low self-esteem. Now, we all have a feminine side, whether it is prominent in our being and our personality at the moment or not. It can be also a small feminine side, and we'll have a larger masculine side, which is natural for men usually, but not necessarily. We see a lot of gender issues on the planet at the moment. It's because some people have their feminine side larger than their masculine side, and they may be born in a man's body, or vice versa, right? Some women that were born women may have a masculine side that is more dominant than their feminine side, and that can happen. We see it in charts all the time. So femininity as a concept is not about you being a male or a female. It's about exhibiting those traits that Venus has. The need for love and affection and vulnerability and being together and connecting and exhibiting that beauty of femininity, dressing up, having jewelry, enjoying pampering oneself and enjoying to be in the feminine. I wrote low self-esteem as the negative expression of Venus, because when we don't value ourselves, we don't allow ourselves to be in the feminine, to attract, to receive, to allow. These are all feminine traits. It's not going after, but it is attracting. And when we don't believe that we are worthy of being loved or cared for or whatever it is, then we do not attract. We do not let that feminine side of us be prominent and proud of its femininity, but rather we go to the weakness of the feminine, which is the victim, which is that person that cannot speak for themselves, which is not being able to attract, but just freezing. This is kind of a freeze response of the nervous system. Low self-esteem. Obviously, this is done because of old programming and old conditioning from where we come from. So you see, these are all concepts. There are many other keywords that you can research and see where you are, in which kind of expression you're in those keywords axis. And just remember, it's all an axis. We are neither here or here. We're somewhere in the middle. The more we come to the middle, the more we come to balance, the more integrated we are. But it's a journey. So sometimes we're here more or sometimes we're here more. How can we integrate so we bring more balance into our life? Venus, more balance, more harmony. And this is what Venus retrograde in Leo is bringing to us. The ability to notice our past conditioning patterns in regards to relating, to being social, in regards to love. And this is the most fundamental quality we all seek in our life. So it is really important to feel into this retrograde, to search and notice those past conditioning of yours. That's why past relationship can resurface, so you can work out that dynamics that maybe was not that beneficial to you in the past, but maybe you can notice how you played a part in that dynamics and how much you have grown, or what can you shift in your dynamic right now in order to outgrow an old program, in order to uplift yourself to the next level of yourself, because we keep evolving. And so we get a beautiful chance and opportunity to check the old programs, see what's working, what's not working, let go of what's not working. Not easy, but with Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn, we're closing a major era in our life, and we're putting some old patterns away that we've outgrown them. It is time to do that. And so this is a perfect timing when Venus is going retrograde, because she's going retrograde just after the nodes have changed sign and shifted into Aries North Node and Libra South Node, because we are redefining who we are as individuals and how we show up in relationship. Letting go Libra South Node, letting go of old patterns in relationship. How perfect is that? And Venus is also going retrograde just after the new moon in Cancer, which is family patterns that we have brought from our families. So it is the perfect storm for you to create this beautiful change in your life and how you relate to others and how you want others to relate to you. This is really important. How do you want to love? How do you want to be loved? How do you want to be in a relationship? I hope this video helped you to understand more about this retrograde. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, please take care of yourself and I will see you next time.